This is part 3 of dividing polynomials using long division. As a reminder, in part 2, we did the division, 4x cubed plus 11x squared minus 8x minus 10 divided by x plus 3, and the answer was 4x squared minus x minus 5. The remainder was 5, so you put plus 5 over x plus 3, what you divided by. So now we're going to continue with the check and do more.
Right. So what does this mean? It means the quotient is up here on top, the 4x squared minus x minus 5, and the remainder is 5. How do we write that answer? Sorry, this is hard to see it all on one page, but the answer is going to be written as 4x squared minus x minus 5 plus, now the way to write the remainder is a plus. You write the remainder 5 over what you divided by. You divided by x plus 3, so that's your answer. This is similar to when you're doing arithmetic, like if you do 3 into 11, you get 3 remainder 2, and you write 3 and 2/3, that means 3 plus 2 over 3. So in other words, the remainder of 2 you put in the numerator, and then what you were dividing by 3, that would go in the denominator. So this is our answer, but we do need to check it. All right, can't use the FOIL this time because I've got to do x plus 3 times this whole quotient, which is 3 terms, 4x squared minus x minus 5, and add the remainder. The remainder itself is just the 5. Okay. So before we check it, I'm going to show you how this is analogous to doing a problem like 3 into 16. You have 5 remainder 1, right? Because you go 15 and there's your remainder. But normally you write the answer as 5 and 1/3, but that means 5 plus 1 over 3. Just keep in mind, when you write 5 and 1/3, it's a shortcut to writing 5 plus 1/3. So you take your quotient up on top, which is 5. Okay. And then you take your remainder 1, write it in the numerator over what you divided by, which was 3. Except that in algebra, when you're dealing with more than one term, we use a plus sign between it. You don't just put it right next to the 5. That's confusing because then you think it might be multiplication, where we understand in arithmetic this does not mean 5 times 1/3. It means 5 plus 1/3. Okay, so we are going to check it. Okay, so our answer, we have to say what our answer was, the quotient. We've got to multiply it by what we divided by. All right, what we divided by, x plus 3. And we have to add the remainder. In this case, that was our remainder, right? There's your remainder. Add 5. By the way to check this one right here, same thing. You go 3 times 5 plus 1, 15 plus 1. That's your 16 that was underneath. So it's very similar to how you check with regular long division. All right, so let's do this. By the way, long division is not fun. It takes a long time, and you will get used to it. But don't expect to get it by doing just 2 problems. All right, I'm going to use the box method. 4x squared minus x minus 5. I'm multiplying it by x plus 3. All right, so let's see. I've got 4x cubed minus x squared minus 5x. Here I've got a minus 15 minus 3x, 12x squared. And remember, you add along the diagonals. So that's 4x cubed. These are our like terms. That's 11x squared. The like terms here is a negative 8x. And the only thing in this box is negative 15. But then what do I have to do? I have to add my remainder here. Okay. And that goes right here with this like term. So if I add all these, I'm going to get the 4x cubed, 11x squared, minus 8x minus 10. Was that the original numerator of that fraction? So let's look at the coefficients. 4, 11, negative 8, negative 10. Can you get that? 4, 11, negative 8, negative 10. There it is. 4, 11, negative 8, negative 10. See it? 4, so it was 4x cubed plus 11x squared minus 8x minus 10 divided by x plus 3. And so it does check out. All right, so here's the way we write the answer, remember. 4x squared minus x minus 5 plus the remainder over x plus 3. Now, if the remainder was negative 5, you could either write plus a negative 5 or you could put a minus here and the 5 up on top. So there are two ways you might see the remainder written when one of them is negative.